better. It's got from Wessex blades. As with all things, especially stateside, big is always better. Now, if you can remember when I got Thor, which is the big blue grinder, before I really even started using it, the first thing I did was I made the biggest work rest you could possibly imagine, as big as I could dare buy it, make it. All right. So there's Thor, and there is my work table. That's it. I think it's 500 mil across. There's a ruler. Yes, 500. All right. 500 by 30. I got all that space there to put stuff on, or put a jig, or it just you know, I can put bits together as well. It's almost a work rest in itself. So anybody who does building grinders, and as this is a sort of shout out to 7K, you know, it's my philosophy on, if you're going to build it, just give yourself the opportunities and the range of potential further down the road. Now, if you have a look at the size of a grinder, it's already that big. And the amount of times I've seen a downland and the work rest is this big, it's like 6 or 7 inches, and I'm there going, so you've got a 3-inch knife and he's already fallen off. I don't, just my brain can't get around it. You know, it's like having a car and the steering wheel's this big. You can do it, but why don't you have a steering wheel this big? Yeah, the car is this big. So if you're going to build a grinder, or if you're going to mod a grinder, give yourself a big work rest. Is my philosophy. The damn thing's already 2.5 foot long. Why don't you have a 1.5 foot work rest? Because when you're on the belt and there's the blade, you end up dropping off the end of the world. Especially you end up with big knives. You've got the room to keep going across, and you haven't dropped off the end when the blade still hasn't had enough work on the belt. So the point in case today is all that whiskey, Mike. So now I don't know. I think this is the smaller of the jigs that 7K does. This is Ant, right? So it's got drilled and tapped. It's cut out, and basically once you lock all these things off, you can angle it, but I find it's easier to have it at 90 degrees and angle the plumb. Right, so keep it at 90. It stays up like that, and every time it just goes the same. Now, if I've got a small blade, can you see I've got extra pins? So here and here, when the Merlin, 'cause I'm doing 6 at a time. This is God's man, right? So I put like that, so that mount lines up with that hole. That mount lines up with that hole, ish. All right. And I'll grind there. Then I'll put this one over here. So that hole lines up with that pin. So I do that against the belt, and then rather than I'm trying to take that up and put that round, you end up sometimes that the tip of the blade is under the top of the jig. So what you don't want to do is grind away the jig. It makes it easier if the tip is clear of the end of the jig. So having it that way means I can put one on one side, and as soon as I've ground the bevel to almost the centre mark, I flip it over, and as quick as anything, those things, I haven't got to unscrew that and unscrew that and put that in the same corresponding hole in there and ever, thump over the other side. But of course doing that wouldn't work if you didn't have a really great table to start with. Because you can see if the knife's over there, I've got loads of room. Bigger's better. apart from when it comes to these little things, they're frickin' magic. Called Merlin, and you want one. They're just brilliant. Oh, want to see some grinding? So we got Camille, Matt Tony Hill, and someone will pay for it. So they're 120'd, going to be stropped. Now I've got to do all the edging, faces, etching. But I thought I'd get some grinding out of the way. Merlin City. That's what you want. Freaking wonderful little blades they are. Freaking wonderful. But they're so small and twee. Get two on the old plan, look at it. Should we get going? Should we have a go? That's what I think we'll do. What speed, Mr. Stewart? Ding! And then crazy string theory. Okay. Okay. A big cup of soup. Okay, fill the dirt. That kicks ass. Oh yes. Welcome to Scotland. Like a glorified cup of soup, so I just stir it up a bit better. Then do you want the smoked haddock ones? You can have whatever you want, Mitch. I got bacon. You want the smoked haddock ones? Mm-hmm. Because Jazz got one. Food for later. Cool. Really strong on the bacon. So it saves taking them two out, putting them in that side. Light.